Hey everybody, Film Brown here at the Movies with Film. Got a film that was made in 1961. I remember seeing this film actually when I was a little kid and was quite taken by it, actually quite frightened by it. And had kind of forgotten that I'd seen it, forgotten the title, and then I just came upon this recently again, Phantom Planet. Now, this is a film that comes out in the early 60s when we're going to see a whole spate of sort of cheaper science fiction films being made. This is directed by William Marshall. This deals with these astronauts who, from this lunar base, discover that there is this planet that kind of pops up here and there. And they're kind of investigating the situation with this because it's sort of dangerous when things kind of pop up. Don't know how to predict where things are going to be. Turns out it's sort of an asteroid of some kind that travels around that's controlled by these small people who live on this asteroid who use it as a spaceship. And one of the astronauts, Dean Fredericks, his name is, who plays this character, crashes onto this asteroid. As a matter of fact, they kind of guide his ship down, and when he breathes the air that is on this asteroid, which is kind of neat about these asteroids, when you look at them, they look sort of like, well, McNuggets. You know, they show these things flying around, and I made me kind of hungry. Okay, I want some barbecue sauce while I was watching this film. But when he breathes the air of this planet, he shrinks down to their size. And he, well, has to join these folks. And they've got some interesting little shenanigans that go on this planet. Interesting government. They don't follow the Robert's Rules of Order, it doesn't look like. Got some stray... They try him, for instance, for certain crimes. I'm not going to go into what happens, but it's kind of neat, the kind of sentence that they give him. And as he spends his time on this planet and sort of bounces back and forth between these two women interests, okay, you always got to have that going on this planet, he learns that they are, this civilization is under attack by these selenite guys, or these fire monster type guys. They fly around in little asteroids themselves, these fiery balls, and they're trying to take over because these people on this planet, or on this asteroid, have this really interesting ability to work with gravity in certain ways. It's beyond me. You need to get some physics textbooks out to really understand this film really well. But they want this device. You know, everybody wants a certain device in certain films. They want that. And they all have to do battle with these great nemesis. Matter of fact, they have one captured, one of these selenites. And I remember as a kid, that was one of the images that I remember, is this selenite guy held inside of this sort of this chamber with this force field wall. The guy who plays that monster is Richard Kyle, who's later Ega. Remember Ega? Okay. Got to tell you that because when you see him in this big suit, you wouldn't know from Adam that he is Ega or this selenite. Okay, but he looks pretty cool. And being a good monster that he is, he gets to carry a woman around. That was when I thought, you know, if they're going to have a monster again, does he get to carry a woman around? And he does. And seems to enjoy that a little bit. Well, I think you're going to enjoy the Phantom Planet. Old Marvin Miller's going to pop up again at the beginning of this. He's the narrator. Got a little narration. Remember him from Millionaire. Remember him from King Dinosaur. Remember he was sort of the star of that film, King Dinosaur. He pops up in a lot of films doing narration. He had that great voice. So look out for him. Hugo Grimaldi was the producer and the editor of this film as well. You might remember Hugo Grimaldi. He also was the guy who did a lot of redos on certain films like Gigantus, Fire Monster, and things like that. So we've run into Grimaldi before. Think you're going to have fun with this film? One last little business of trivia. This guy, Lieutenant Navigator Webb, who's in this film, is played by a guy named Jimmy Weldon. Now, Jimmy Weldon's not a name that's going to really leap out at you much, but he was the voice of Yankee Doodle. Remember Yankee Doodle? In the Hanna-Barbera cartoons with Chopper the dog? Shut your itty-bitty eyes there, Yankee. I'm going to clobberize him. Okay, Chopper. Now, I'm terrible at Yankee. Well, I can do... That's about as good as I can get to Yankee. But as a kid, I loved Yankee Doodle. I loved this film when I was a kid. The connections just keep leaping out. Yankee Doodle, Phantom Planet. Ah, no wonder I liked it. Have fun with this film, Phantom Planet, 1961. Roll 'em, Smokey.